It's very early morning, and I'm here at the southern Alberta wetland to learn what I can about a family of beavers living here, and to capture some video of them too. One of the first things I learned is they're largely nocturnal. So shortly after sunrise, they head back into their lodge to spend the rest of the day sleeping. Then, about a half hour after sunset, they reappear and take a cautious look around. So my filming window will be limited to about a half hour in the morning and another half hour in early evening. Not ideal, but I'll just have to make the most of it. Despite being found throughout most of North America, their Latin name, Castor canadensis, links the beaver directly to Canada, where their origins go way back in time. Science tells us they are an ancient species that have inhabited this part of the world for over 1 million years. But our history with them began in the 16th century, when beaver were responsible for much of this country's early exploration, mapping, and settlement. Driven by European fashion, beaver were trapped for their fur, which was used to make felt and beaver hats. Fortunately for the beaver, fashion trends changed, and silk eventually replaced beaver fur, but not before their numbers had been significantly reduced. Here in Alberta, trapping was closed in 1902, which helped their populations recover in some parts of the province. But with the advent of agricultural expansion, beaver were now sometimes viewed as simply a nuisance. Today, perhaps we may see them in a slightly more positive light, beginning to understand the valuable role they play in developing and managing wetland and riparian ecosystems. Because of their influence on the landscape, beaver are now recognized as a keystone species, and also a foundation species because so many other types of wildlife depend on them. Semi-aquatic mammals, beaver are equally well adapted to living on land or water. When swimming underwater, they can close their nostrils and stay submerged for extended periods of time. Their front teeth, known as incisors, are as sharp as wood chisels and used to peel bark and chew through wood. Since the front surface is harder than the back, they remain sharp as they wear and grow continuously throughout the beaver's life. Their tail is a remarkable multi-purpose tool, used to store body fat, to act as a rudder when swimming, and to deliver a powerful slap when signaling danger. Finally, oil secreted from a gland at the base of their tail is used to waterproof their fur. Their front paws are small and dexterous, ideal for manipulating vegetation as they eat, while their back feet are webbed and used for powering them through water. They also possess a large claw, which is ideal for grooming. But as I discovered, grooming is not only for personal hygiene. It also provides time for bonding, as well as getting some help in those hard-to-reach places. I also learned that this beaver family is a matriarchal one, The female takes the lead in maintaining the lodge, repairing the dam, and hauling and storing food for winter. Something her kits are learning by following her example. Beaver are monogamous and mate during the winter months. A litter of kits is then born the following spring. Kits become sexually mature around 2 years of age, and will then leave the lodge to begin new colonies. But their future is far from guaranteed. 1 in 3 will likely fall prey to starvation, predation, or disease. Beaver dams are built using sticks, branches, small rocks, and mud, which they excavate from the bottom of the pond. Their dams are built to serve a single purpose: to maintain water levels high enough to ensure the lodge entrances remain underwater, thereby safeguarding them from land-based predators. But their dams are not impervious. Water is still allowed to slowly trickle through them, relieving hydraulic pressure, which otherwise may cause the dam to fail. Yet not all beaver lodges need a dam. This one is located in an oxbow pond that is fed through a spring from a nearby river. And speaking of rivers, beaver lodges are sometimes built into their banks. As long as the water level remains fairly constant, these riverbank lodges also provide a safe place to live too. Sometimes their lodges are shared with muskrats, although it's not fully understood why. Some think that muskrats are experts at detecting danger from predators, and are therefore allowed to live in the lodge, in exchange for providing the beaver family with an early warning system. Fall is usually their busiest season as they cut down trees to access branches for their winter food cache. In some habitat, they create small channels and trails to help transport them. Once back at their lodge, they secure them by driving the ends into the mud at the bottom of the pond. In winter, when ice covers the pond or river, they simply swim out to recover a branch when they want to feed. As herbivores, beaver feed on a wide variety of trees and shrubs, depending on availability, but willow and aspen seem to be among their favorites. In spring and summer, they supplement their diets with soft vegetation, such as grasses, leaves, cattails, and plant roots. While in fall and winter, they rely largely on bark and twigs, which make up about half of their annual diet. Back in the stillness of this Alberta wetland, I've now learned a little about these remarkable animals. I see them not so much as a nuisance, nor just a symbol of our historic past, but as a vital force shaping this landscape, creating habitat that many other species now rely on. And as darkness begins to settle over the pond, I'm reminded that their story will continue long after I'm gone. It's an ancient rhythm of building, shaping, and sustaining this land, a land that we all share.